Hello, it is 4:18 of 25, and I am here with a video of what I eat in a day on my keto journey. It is just about 12 o'clock. I have been fasting for 17-ish hours. I did eat a little late last night. For my first meal, I'm having my coffee, which contains a half cup of Fairlife whole milk, a serving of whey isolate protein powder, and a half serving of beef protein powder. I'm not sure when the next time is that I'm going to have beef, so I kind of want to have some of that beef protein powder in there. I also have probably, this is between 5 and 6 cooked ounces of boneless, skinless chicken breast that I had sous vide'd earlier. I'm going to have an Oikos yogurt. So this is not the Oikos 000 that I often have. This is the Pro. So that means that it does have a fat in it. The 000 doesn't have any fat in it. So it's 140 calories. The 000 is 90 calories. So you can see the difference there. It's got 3 grams of fat. So it's not like a ton of fat, but it does have fat in it. And then it has 8 carbs with 3 sugars, but none of those are added sugars. And then protein of 20. So the 000 has protein of 15. This has protein of 20. And then I'm also going to have probably like a quarter cup of blackberries. It is 1:45. I am not ready to eat, but I am making what my family is going to have for dinner tonight. So it is a chicken lettuce wrap. It's a recipe that my husband picked out. With what I have for chicken, there's not really going to be enough for all of us to eat. So that's why I'm making it just for my family. But I will try it so that I can give you a review of this recipe. And I will have the original full recipe in the description below. So it calls for rotisserie chicken. I don't have any rotisserie chicken. I think it calls for like 3 cups of rotisserie chicken. I don't have any. I have canned chicken. So this is, I think, Hormel brand of canned chicken. It's just a couple cans that I kind of had left over in my pantry, and I just wanted to kind of get them used up. So that's why I didn't like make my own chicken. I just want to kind of get these cans used. I did drain and rinse the chicken in my sink, just because it does kind of have that like canned chicken flavor, and I find that it tastes better if I kind of rinse it, and then it's just not as much of that canned chicken flavor. Okay, so I'm gonna make the dressing first. Because I only have 2 cups here, and the original recipe calls for 3 cups, I kind of am having to improvise just a little bit. I need 3/8 of a cup of plain Greek yogurt. So I'm just gonna put in what seems to me is probably 3/8 of a cup. And then I need 3/4 of a tablespoon of, I'm sorry, that's not right. I need 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. So again, I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it a little bit. Nothing too fancy here. And then 3/4 of a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. So again, just kind of eyeballing it. And then the recipe just calls for salt and pepper. So I'm just going to add a 1/4 teaspoon, mostly because I did use canned chicken. And so like it is a saltier product. So then if I feel like we need more salt, I can add some more in later. And I'll just give myself a sprinkling of ground black pepper and get these mixed together before I deal with chopping my vegetables and fruit. Okay. Then my original recipe calls for green onion. I don't have any green onion, but I have some chives that I want to use up. So I'm just going to use some of these. I need about a 1/4 cup-ish um, of what would be green onions, but I'm going to use chives. So I'm just going to kind of get these all chopped up. All right, so I got my chives in my bowl. Now I want to deal with my celery. The original recipe calls for like a cup of celery, chopped celery. But my family really likes celery in their stuff like this, so I'm actually going to just use 2 stalks of celery. And I will just get it sliced up. All right, my celery is in my bowl and it smells fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and get my chicken added in and give these a stir. And then I need to chop up my tomato and my avocado. All right, I'll start with my avocado. I'm hoping it's as beautiful as I feel like it's going to be, and it is. Yay. All right, so I'll just get this scooped out and into my bowl. And then I need tomato. So the original recipe calls for like 1 tomato diced. But I'm sure that's not a Roma tomato because it doesn't say Roma tomato. But that's what I have. So I'm just going to dice a couple Roma tomatoes. Okay, and then I'll get those in my bowl, and then I need to mix it gently, the recipe says, so that I'm not just kind of smashing up my avocado. All right, so I think this looks good. We will put this in some lettuce later for our dinner. I wanted to get it together now just because I wanted to give everything a little bit of time to kind of like get those flavors melted together. And I will let you know what I think. I am ready to try my chicken salad. I don't see any avocado in my bowl. My family actually ate like pretty much all of it. This is all that is left. I'm gonna give this a try. It's decent. Um, my husband said it needed a lot more salt, and I agree, it does need more salt. Uh, my son ate like 3 servings without extra salt. He didn't want any, so he thought that the salt contact was fine, but I do feel like it needs a bit more salt to it. It's okay. I'm not sure that I like the lemon in there. Uh, I don't know. That's kind of like the one flavor that I'm like, I'm not sure that I particularly care for that, but it's still edible and I'll eat it. It is 4:30 and I am ready for my second meal. So I have a factor meal here. This is unstuffed portobellos and Italian sausage with pearl onions and herb roasted zucchini. I have not had this one before, so I'm going to give it a try. I also have some Greek yogurt here that I mixed just a quarter of a serving of my Premier vanilla protein powder in, just to get my protein up a little bit more today. And it tastes good in there. It tastes like vanilla yogurt, so it's good. And then I topped it with a half cup of frozen blackberries that I sauteed. So on the factor meal, there are 650 calories in the tray with 51 fat. 970 sodium, 19 carbs with 3 fiber and 10 sugars. So, it with no added sugars really, like it's less than 1 gram of added sugars that's in there. So it's, I know for a lot of people this would not be considered like low carb because it's got, the 10 grams of sugar and only 3 fiber, which means that it's got 16 grams of carbs, of net carbs in it. But for me, it works for today. I don't have a really, really low net carb count. I try to stay around 35 grams of net carbs, so it'll be fine for me. And for the protein, it's 28 grams, so that's an okay amount. I do wish that more of their meals were low carb and higher protein. It tends to be that they're what they call keto meals, which are their lowest carb meals, are like high fat and then like low to moderate carbs and then like moderate protein. And I just wish those fat and protein numbers were flipped a bit, because I prioritize protein so much. So that's part of why like I had to add some protein powder to my Greek yogurt. Okay, so I'm gonna try this Factor meal. Yeah, that's good. Um, a little a little lacking in flavor. Like the sausage part is good, but the sauce kind of that is in it is just a little lacking in flavor. The onions do help. Um, like I feel like it needs some garlic is what I feel like. So I might sprinkle a little bit of garlic powder on there, but it's pretty good. The zucchini, I've had their zucchini before, so I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, it tastes like an herbed zucchini, which um, zucchini isn't my favorite, but I have grown to like it a bit more as I have kind of been on this journey. I don't detest it, so that's really good. Cauliflower, usually when I have like a cauliflower side dish where it's roasted like this, I can't eat it, but I can eat the zucchini, and a lot of times I'll just mix it in with my food, and then I don't even really know that it's there. So that's probably how I'll do this after I add a little bit of garlic powder. I did do an hour walk on my treadmill, made sure that I stayed in zone 2 today, and I cramped up pretty badly because I had forgotten to drink any electrolytes. So, like, I kind of rushed and got a bottle of electrolytes in me. Um, that was around probably 3:30, I want to say. Um, and I will drink another one now here with my food just to make sure that I'm getting in what I need, and then probably add some salt to my water. So let's take a look at how my day turned out. I ended up with not quite 1,500 calories today, which is lower than I usually want to have. I was eating about 1,500 calories a day and found that I just wasn't getting enough nutrients in with eating that low. So I try to get between like 17 and 1,800. However, yesterday I did eat quite a bit more. I had like 2,500 calories. So I'm not worried that today I didn't have, that 17 to 1,800 because I had more than that yesterday. So I'm not really worried about it. That's probably part of why I just kind of wasn't as hungry today, too. So I had 146 protein. My net carbs are 39. My fat is 73. And my sodium is pretty low at 2,300. But I have been adding salt to my water tonight, and I will just continue to do that as needed. So I had a pretty good day today. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.